Welcome everybody to yet another instance of me grinding push-ups ad infinitum, just as a warm-up, because my session is actually going to be about entirely different movements. I do like this warm-up because it allows me to really raise the core body temperature quickly, relatively quickly, because this set is like a minute long, without tiring out or otherwise negatively affecting the muscles involved in the main movements for the session at hand. Even when it comes to the triceps, because the extensions that I'm performing are mainly recruiting the long head, or at least the focus on these push-ups here is not really taxing the triceps to the extent that they're not going to be able to do elbow extension later on. And because most of the lower body muscles and the core are just engaged in an isometric way, by the time that the upper body part gets back into shape, I have already performed most of the heaviest exercises, the hinges and the front squats, and then I can get into another all-out AMRAP set for push-ups as a finisher. It's very good synergy, in my opinion, and I haven't found yet another instance where I can use this method with good effectiveness on other parts of the body. But going into the main work, in here the first set of the Romanian deadlifts, which from now on I'm gonna call hip hinges, because I don't want to be discriminatory. They were doing well. I performed 2 sets of over 8 reps, so 9 reps in the first one, 8 in the second one, so I'm ready to go up in weight. And I say that with confidence because I am so late with uploading my stuff that I have already gone through the session in the future with respects to this video, let's call it. And in there, even the tricep extensions felt were going well. In here I did 2 sets of 10 reps. And I think that I will be going up to 12 before going up in weight. What I am focusing on with the tricep extensions is to slow the movement down on the eccentric, getting a bit of a pause, maybe a second, maybe 2, and then getting into extension without reaching vertical, where the leverage is more advantageous for me. And with the hip hinges also, I stopped at 8. I think I had another extra rep in reserve, and I would be going up 2.5 kilos. Actually, I did go up 2.5 kilos. I don't know why I'm making it look like I'm still thinking about the future. I know I did go up another 2.5 kilos, and I went back to the bottom of the rep range, which is 5 repetitions. And the reason why I went up 2.5 kilos is just because, as I've stated in the past, it's easy for me to overshoot what I can do, because I know that I am working within reps in reserve. And if I really want to adopt an approach that takes advantage of what could be defined as minimum effective volume, I also need to stay within the constraints of intensity that is useful to elicit a response, an adaptation, but not as much as it gives me problems recovering, which has never been a problem in regards to hip hinges. But a couple of times in the past I have experienced with front squats where they weren't really very kind sometimes on me in terms of recovery and fatigue accumulated, which was not the case this time, because I finally got to a set of 10 repetitions with quality reps. I must say that they were looking decent. There was a bit of a head pop forward sometimes, but the foot positioning was good, the depth was satisfactory. And as I got to 10 reps in the first set, I stayed at 7 in the second one, and I'm sure that I had 1 rep in reserve. I am really teetering the edge of effective volume here, because I had moments in the past where I actually had to take the reps down dramatically from one session to the next because they were giving me soreness. But I knew that I had this kind of volume and I could recover from it. There may have been, in those instances, variables that were out of my control. It could have been sleep or something else. But yeah, I think that this is the volume that I can recover from. And I know that also because in the future session that I've already performed, that I haven't got around to reviewing yet. I have done a set of 10 and a set of 8. So I think that I'm on the good path if I can recover effectively from my work, which in this session specifically is admittedly kind of high compared to what I usually do on other days. This is probably the toughest day that I do in my week. And being happy with the work that I have done on the main movements, I was eager to get the session wrapped up and over with. So this is the last set of the push-ups. In the first set, I did, I believe, 31 or 32 reps. This one here was just aiming at going over 25, and I was happy to do 27 in this one here. But there are days where I am not able to get an extra rep on top of what I was doing in the previous session, and I think it's because going such high reps isn't really a target for me to shoot towards. I'm not really thinking about getting to 40 or 50 or anything. I just try to get as many as I can with good form that is then conducive to raising the body temperature and getting into a good session. But if I can get up on those as well, then yeah, let it come. Ciao.